I give you my name, but it doesn't really matter. You can assume, whoever you are, that I'm like you, human. I'd love to tell you my story, my past, but like my name, it doesn't really matter. I'm nobody special. It's been a while since I've seen one of these, let alone write like this. More than half my life, in fact. I'm surprised I can remember how to write at all, but I guess some things never leave you. These things are illegal now. They have been for quite some time. Not for any criminal reason, but the resources for them don't exist anymore. Last I saw one was in a museum. Last I held one was longer ago than I can remember. I honestly don't know what to write. I feel like I'm speaking in a dark room. Not that it matters to people anymore. Nobody cares for written words. Everything's digital nowadays. I remember seeing once on the net the history of it all. Books were the be-all, end-all of information. Now they're nothing but outlawed relics, deemed by the new government to be too precious in the hands of common folk. Everything you read has a battery nowadays. These pads, nodes, phones, devices that everybody carries with them every waking moment. Not that I'm complaining. Let's not beat around the bush. It's convenient. Information was something that everybody thought should be available all the time. I agree for the most part. But watching this change, 30 years it's been for me, something tells me that information should be searched for, strived for. We don't do that anymore. It used to be, long ago, we had to search for things. Information, friends, relationships. If you wanted to know something or craved social interaction, you had to go out and look for it. School, work, where other people came to mingle with friends and strangers alike. After the war, that all changed. The nukes, the bombing of the Venezuela refinery, almost an entire century of violent political upheaval left more than half of our planet irradiated. And what's left that isn't glowing is just burnt and charred. Nature will eventually bounce back. Nature always does. But humanity's actions have already taken their toll. Paper can no longer be produced on a massive scale, and recycling can barely make a dent in the demand. Dropping books altogether seemed like a much more convenient option. It was almost as if society was following the course of least resistance, like water. Anyways, technology took the forefront. Before, books were on every corner, literally. Now, everybody has their nose in a phone or a tablet. Infinite information in the palm of your hand. Searching long and hard for the answer to your question was no longer necessary. Information and even people were available at the stroke of a finger. Hell, even entire relationships could begin, flourish, and die without the two people ever meeting each other face to face. Humanity changed. The only reason we deny it is because the change was too slow. But if people bothered to look at the bigger picture, we'd see it. Being connected to each other, having access to everyone and everything relevant to our lives. We changed. People, groups, society, cultures, even religion. I feel comfortable calling it an evolution, but some part of me says it was more of a mutation. I guess it might just be another example of humanity leaving behind the obsolete for the new and exciting, like this colonization initiative. It was only about 15 years ago that we started permanent colonies on our moon and Mars. We destroyed half of our own planet, so I guess humanity has new, exciting places unknown to move on to. Whole new off-world governments are already set up. Millions of people, myself included, are heeding the call to join the frontier, to be part of the future, the next big thing. I don't know what I expect off-world, other than dropping my problems here for new ones there, but leaving this world behind. As much as I've seen it change, as much as I've seen it die, it seems pretty nice to get away. I know I'll miss it, but I don't think I'll miss this planet as much as I miss interacting, socializing, as much as I miss the human touch. I guess that's what the human race lost when these books went away. Surely not our humanity, but our human touch. We forgot the difference between being alone and being lonely. We broke the line between individualism and following the crowd. We forgot how to be ourselves amongst each other. I leave for Mars tomorrow morning, but I leave on the shuttle tonight. There's no way in hell I can get this thing past customs. I wish I could pass it off to somebody, but I couldn't live with myself if they got caught. So I guess this is it. The last essay. The last written word. Not by a king, not by a politician, not by a poet, but by a nobody. It's funny, almost. A lot of people used to think these things were the greatest gift humanity ever bestowed upon itself. And it ends. Not with a war, not with a fire, not with a bang, but with a whimper. I don't know what the future holds, for me or for the rest of mankind. I don't know what lies waiting for me on the other side of this trip, any more than I know what lies waiting for humanity 50 years from now. But that's what the future is. The future is a surprise. The future always is.
Final destination, Ledbetter Station. How did I put it?